How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. It is Monday, so we're going to do what it do, as they say. All right. So, I have been, if you have been following my channel for some time now, you know that I have a job and I make my living from that and podcasting, selling products online, an online store, and buying rental properties and wholesaling real estate properties and all that great stuff. But the thing that I have always said that a job stands for just over broke if one doesn't learn how to make money in their sleep and have other options, aka own a business and obtain other skill sets. So when I saw this article today, I just had to talk about it, family, because the article stated that Alumna Safeway, which is a Canadian scaffolding company, scarfolding company, sent workers a memo demanding they accept voluntary overtime shifts or face termination, a hiring ban, legal action, and possible fines or jail time. According to the Alberta Labor Relations Board on August 22nd of this year, 2022, an anonymous letter was shared amongst scaffolders at a Centcor Incorporated site in Alberta, Canada, that asks workers to collectively refuse to work overtime shifts for the purpose of compelling incentives from the employers, including improvements in compensation or working conditions. Suncor is one of Canada's largest fossil fuel companies. Now, I do not care if one doesn't care for unions or not, but the one good thing that unions did for workers was to remind them that they needed to work together in order to accomplish a mission, meaning demanding better wages, conditions, benefits, and opportunities to get more training. However, in today's workforce, compromises a more right-to-work state, especially in the United States, meaning employers can lay you off for no reason, and most employers don't even have a camaraderie with one another in regards to unfair treatment. The divide and conquer thing has worked very well in the workforce, so it is what it is. And this has helped conquer, like I said, the whole divide and conquer mindset grow more and more every single day. Most employers look at one another as competition instead of working together as a team. It's like a lot of family members look at each other as competition instead of working as a team. And I mean cousins, brothers, and sisters. Most employers look at one another and, instead of working as a team, they just go against each other like they're in a prison. It's literally that. For a lot of people, working at a job is like being in jail. The only difference is the chances of you getting killed or, stabbed or whatnot or raped is much lower. But the mindset in a lot of jobs, not all jobs, is like that of being in a prison. And that's why a lot of people hate their jobs. But I always say, collaboration over competition is how economic foundations work. Now, I'm not an advocate of this, but this is how a lot of prison riots have been successful, even though people's lives get lost, people get hurt, unfortunately. But this is how prison riots have become successful: when the prisoners stop looking at each other's color, when the prisoners stop looking at each other's ages, when the prisoners stop looking at each other's gang affiliations, and it's like, hey, we're in this crap hole together. We have a common enemy, so let's parlay, okay? And I mean, hey, if you even look at the greatest militaries on earth in the world now, obviously the U.S. being number one, they collaborate with Canada, they collaborate with New Zealand, Australia, Germany, Japan, Korea, because they have a common goal. And they have common enemies a lot of times, especially if you remember during the Iraq War. So it's just that kind of mindset. I think if more working people had that mindset, not only could they possibly talk their bosses into better wages and possible access to certain things, but they could possibly, especially given the skill set that they have at their job, they could end up just being partners and opening up their own business or just doing side work on the side with each other. Collaboration over competition. It's one of those things that can definitely work, family, but it is what it is. The article also stated that, according to the board, this resulted in no workers taking on overtime shifts. Ultimately, it decided that the action was illegal under the province's labor laws, which rules out strikes that occur while a collective bargaining agreement is in force and before a vote has been taken. Now, bear in mind that this has taken place in Canada, where the laws differ from the United States of America, but this reminds me why workers in today's world should never ever remain dependent on working for one single employer, because at the end of the day, taking into consideration before, they're going to take their everything, they're going to take their needs and their interests into consideration before they take yours. It is what it is. The article stated that the boards finds the employer's concerted refusal to accept overtime shifts for the purpose of compelling the employer to agree to terms and conditions of employment, which constitutes a refusal to work, to be an illegal strike, it said in its decision. And trust and believe, even in Canada, just like in the United States, they're going to be on the side of the corporation, because that's who runs the country. Canada, in a sense, is a socialist country, but they're not as socialist as the UK or Germany or Spain or anything of that nature. They have a lot of capitalists there as well. And just like in any country, just like in America too, the people that really persuade policy is not the voters; it's the people that write the checks to the policymakers, regardless of who's sitting in the White House, governor's house, mayor's house. It is what it is. That's always going to take place, and that's just how it is in the U.S. and even in Canada. People, from what I've seen. But anyways, the board noted that it would file its decision with Alberta courts, which would make it enforceable as a court order, and violating it would result in civil or criminal penalties, including contempt of court. And this whole article displays the positives and negatives of dealing with a union. However, there are lots of positives and negatives when workers don't have a union. There is no such thing as a perfect system. Remember that. The article also stated that the union's collective bargaining agreement states that overtime is strictly voluntary, except for when there are not enough volunteers to complete a job. After the letter encouraging employers not to work overtime was circulated, Alumna Safeway scaffold workers began refusing to work overtime shifts at the Syncor site. The company filed a complaint with Labor Board, and sadly there may not be much room for scaffold workers to continue their refusal to accept overtime shifts in the sweltering heat. The collective bargaining agreement that represents Alumna Safeway scaffolders, negotiated by Laborers International Union of North America, Local 506, requires workers give up the right to strike so long as the agreement is in effect, in accordance with the provincial law. So needless to say, workers of the world, no matter what employer you work for, especially if you live in North America, always have a backup plan. Never get married to your job, get married to your significant other, and get married to the enjoyment of life, and get married to your dreams and passions and goals and aspirations. Never ever get married to a job. Is there anything wrong with having a job? Absolutely not. Is there anything even really wrong with what the employer is doing? I'm going to say no. Because in 2022, most working people should understand that the employer is always going to put their needs before yours. It is what it is, and you have to go into that knowing that. It's like I said, it's like if you join a military service, they're going to train you to be the best you can be, but their needs are going to come before your needs. It is what it is, but that's why you get such great benefits and whatnot, and access to capital, and free, not free housing, but a chance at a pension plan. That's why you get access to getting, VA loan, Veterans Affairs home loans, where you don't have to put a down payment or anything of that nature. So, get access to free education, things of that nature, because you sacrifice yourself and then you're getting something back. It's the same thing with a job. You sacrifice yourself, you're getting paid money. Hopefully you're getting access to skill sets, benefits, and things of that nature. But trust and believe, the employer, regardless of who you work for, is going to put their needs before yours. It is what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, especially in America, regardless who's sitting in the White House, governor's house, and mayor's house. The employer's needs are going to come before the work people's needs. That's what it is. So, on that note, don't forget to check out my online store. I sell a variety of products. Thank you for the people that have been placing orders. It's always greatly appreciated. Support your local entrepreneurs, Black-owned business. Always greatly appreciated. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out WeBullStashAcornsCrypto.com, WeBullStashAcornsCrypto.com. And Coinbase. With those platforms, when you sign up, you'll be able to make some money moves in regards to buying stocks, bonds, cryptos, have an individual retirement account for your retirement, and you'll be able to make some money when you sign up. And with WEBULL, you'll be able to get a lot of free stocks, so it's all good. I'm with an affiliate marketing organization known as the GS Partners. So if you want to join us, select the link And with them, you have the opportunity to not only buy cryptos and NFTs, but have the opportunity to refer others to do the same thing and make money off their purchases and their crypto and NFT purchases and their package purchases. So on that note, family, remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. And obviously these people work for somebody and they've been put in a position where they could be terminated. So try to make money moves or you're gonna live like a fool. Take care, family.